A federal judge is temporarily blocking the Trump administration from laying off thousands of federal workers during the government shutdown, calling the move unlawful. Today's order stems from a lawsuit filed by labor unions, including the American Federation of Government Employees. This comes as the White House budget chief is warning layoffs will likely reach, quote, north of 10,000. That's permanent layoffs, not just furloughs. The president of this American Federation of Government Employees union, Everett Kelly, joins us now. Everett, what is your reaction to the temporary block from this judge, and do you think it will hold?
Well, Jake, first of all, thank you for having me. And I am ecstatic. I think that the judge made the right call. The judge has declared that this is illegal, just as we have always said it was illegal, and we will continue to fight this if we have to. Do I think it will hold? I think that ultimately, in the end, right will prevail because we're on the side of right. I think that it will.
What does this mean for the more than 3,500 workers who have already been permanently laid off? Will they get their jobs back?
Well, I think that what has happened, there was a RIF notice sent out. The action hadn't been taken yet. So I'm uncertain at this moment as to whether they're going to try to go through with those actions or let those actions lay in limbo until there was a final decision made here.
Earlier today, White House Budget Office head Russ Vought said layoffs are going to likely reach north of 10,000. That's permanent layoff he's talking about. What have you been hearing from federal workers who have already been impacted?
Well, federal workers is very upset. They're frustrated. And they don't think that it should continue to be pawns in this game, and so they want to come to work. They want to do their job and provide the services to the American people. That's what they want.
Yesterday, I spoke with Republican Senator Roger Marshall of Kansas about the permanent firings of government workers. Take a listen to what he said.
I value these people. I value the jobs that they're doing. I want to help them find another job. There's 8 million open jobs across the country right now. But let's face it, the government has grown too big.
He's saying the government's too big and these firings are necessary. What's your response?
I think he needs to come back to the force, right? I think he's AWOL. I'm a soldier. And an AWOL person need to come back and get the job done. This Congress need to be here in Washington, D.C., working these issues out because the government is not too large. Matter of fact, if you look at some of the agencies, they're so much understaffed, until they have been reaching out saying, look, give us the staff we need to perform the services for the American people. I don't believe that the government is too large. I think that this administration needs to fund the government so that they can perform the duties that they have signed up to do for the American people.
Everett Kelly, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Let's turn now to Republican Senator Britt from the state of Alabama. She's joining us now from Capitol Hill. Senator, what's your reaction to what Everett Scott just had to say, the president of the American Federation of Government Employees, about the firings of federal workers?
It is Chuck Schumer and the Senate Democrats who are utilizing the federal workforce as pawns. When you think about this, it is critically important that we focus right where we need to, and that is that this shutdown should not be occurring. Jake, we have put forth a clean CR to allow us to continue to fund the government while we work out any issues, primarily among them actually getting appropriations bills across the finish line. Unfortunately, Chuck Schumer and his colleagues have chosen to play politics, and they've done that obviously with the lives of federal workers. When we're looking around the country and when we're talking to constituencies, whether that's pay for military, whether that's making sure the WIC program continues, or whether that's the VA services. I had a call about this today. We want to make sure people are receiving their paychecks, that we want to make sure that people are receiving these services, and it is Senate Democrats and Chuck Schumer that have chosen to play politics.
Okay, but you understand that while that's going on, while the shutdown's going on, and I understand you blame it on Democrats, and I understand why, but the White House budget chief, Russ Vought, is taking advantage of the shutdown to fire federal workers permanently, and he says permanent layoffs during the shutdown are going to likely reach, quote, north of 10,000. Do you support that?
Look, Jake, what I support is opening back up the government. I mean, we can walk and chew gum at the same time. Senate Democrats have chosen that they were going to halt all government services because they wanted to hold us hostage for a $1.5 trillion deal, which was actually just for 4 weeks of funding. I think you look at this, you've got to take a step back, Jake. We spend $1.8 trillion in a year total. And the fact that Senate Democrats came up and said we want $1.5 trillion for 4 weeks is absolutely ridiculous. We need to get back to doing the work of the American people and actually open the government. These are things that you heard from the administration prior to this. And look, it's on Chuck Schumer and it's on Senate Democrats to say, let's get back to doing work and let's have these conversations simultaneously with that.
Are Democrats in the Senate still feeling strong about your strategy on the shutdown?
Jake, I think we are feeling strong because of what we're hearing from our constituents. The Senate is in. We've never gone out. The House hadn't been here for weeks. But I do on weekends. I travel around Virginia. The last 3 weekends I've been in all parts of the state. And what I hear from people is they appreciate the position that we're taking, that we need to stop their health care premiums from dramatically spiking between now and the end of the year, which is a natural effect of the reconciliation bill that President Trump and Republicans passed over the summer. They want us to stop their health care costs from going up. They're seeing too much price inflation on food and building supplies and farmers having to pay more for fertilizer. They don't want to pay more for health insurance, and we're hearing that from constituents everywhere. And then there's the second issue that's really important in this is we have to get an agreement from the White House that a deal really is a deal, that they won't do a deal and then just fire more people next week or cancel more economic development projects hurting Virginia and other states, or taking back more public health money. So those are the two issues. Let's fix health care and let's assure that a deal is a deal.
Have you and your Democratic colleagues lobbied Republican senators to support extending the Obamacare premiums, the Obamacare subsidies? Would there be more than 50 votes for that in the Senate?
Yes, we believe there is. It's a little bit of a timing issue, but Jake, I know you follow this. Many Republicans, and not just a few, have said, you're right, we have to fix this premium issue so people's premiums don't spike. They get it. They say they know they need to fix it, and we're saying let's go ahead and fix it now. The one ingredient that is missing right now is a president who's engaged. The Democrats put an alternative on the table on the 18th of September. He told the House, write a budget and don't deal with Democrats. But we put an alternative on the table and asked to meet with the president. As you know, he finally agreed to do it the day before the shutdown deadline, and then just ridiculed the Democrats with AI-generated videos of them wearing sombreros and speaking words that they didn't really say. He's not taking it seriously. He met with the president of Argentina yesterday to give him $20 billion when Argentina is now making money because China won't buy our soybeans, but he won't meet with congressional leaders to find an off-ramp. Once he engages, this thing will get solved in 48 hours.
Virginia, as I know you know better than I, Virginia is one of the states or commonwealths with the most federal workers in the country, nearly 150,000 in September of last year, according to the Office of Personnel Management, although that was before the DOGE cuts. You must have constituents who are federal employees who are not being paid right now and are frustrated and maybe aren't confident that this is the right approach.
Well, I certainly, in the last 3 weekends when I was traveling around Virginia, I was everywhere and not just talking to Democrats, but the overwhelming message from Virginians is Donald Trump started to punish us the day he was inaugurated. And it's time to stand up and get the punishment to stop. I'm not hearing the message, you got to give in to the bully. They're saying we're tired of it. We're tired of the layoffs. We're tired of canceling economic development projects and having funds pulled back from the state. It's time to draw the line and stop it. So you're right. I think I have the second most federal employees. California has more, but we probably have the most per capita. And it's painful, but I'm meeting people everywhere I go who have lost a job or their spouse might lose a job, but they are saying, stand up, show some backbone. The president can't say we're only going to do a budget and not deal with Democrats at all and expect Democrats to vote for it. Let's fix this health care problem, which affects Republican parts of my state, frankly, more than the blue zones of my state. Let's fix it together, and let's get a president who will just agree that if we make a deal, he'll honor the deal.
Been fighting so long and so hard that they don't know what the they're doing.